my wedding day. Couldn't have picked a worse day to get married. It was 4 o'clock, 4th of December 1976. So, yeah, 50 years this year. But I think it was about 42 or 43 degrees, and it was the biggest north wind I think I've ever seen. Veils and dresses and hats, and it was just a nightmare. But no, to start off, because naturally you get your makeup and your hair and all that done. So we went into Footscray to a little hairdresser we'd been to before. Yep, booked in, got my hair done. And she said, well, what would you want? I said, look, I don't want, because my hair was sort of only on my shoulders at the time. I said, I don't want any big curls. I'm not into that. More like maybe turn it up at the end a bit or in like a page boy type look. Yep, no worries. So 2 or 2.5 hours later, she finishes and I've looked at it. I said, that's not what I asked for. She had it coming out this way and all these curls. No, that's not what I asked for. Oh, well, I said, no, I don't have time to do it again. So I've got the shits to start with. So Michael's mum was with me and she had her hair done. She was happy. So we ended up going home and I had a shower and washed it all out and just put some rollers in it to curl it under. I could have saved myself, well, back then it was $100, a lot of money, but yeah, so yeah, and got to Michael's boss at the time. He was driving a truck for a guy called Charlie who contracted to CUB. Anyway, so he had an old Charger. So we had that as my wedding car sort of thing, and we rocked up to the church in Paisley Street in Footscray. Beautiful old church. And people everywhere, and I'm thinking, oh, here we go. And as I said, Michael's dad gave me away because my dad had gone. And he said, are you ready? I went, nah, come on. So in we go. Well, as the church doors opened to go into the actual church, we were out in the foyer part. I've nearly died. I've looked down and I just gave Michael this look of, I'm going to kill you. So we agreed that my bridesmaids wore blue. I didn't care what, long as it was blue, I didn't care. They had their choice. And the boys were going to get dark blue suits with a light blue shirt. That's all I wanted. So we looked at some and I picked out which was all the go at the time. They were like a velour material, but a dark blue navy suit with like little lapel, like an after 5 suit. Yeah, looked down at the groomsmen. They're in light blue suits with light blue shirts, and the lapels on the jackets had, it's called rick-rack, like a binding. I got down there and I looked at him and he winked at me. I went, prick. I was going to kill him. Anyway, so that's all right. So when all your vows and all that be done, then you kneel down and they bless you and all this. Some smart ass, Michael didn't know it was there. One of the groomsmen, smart asses, put on the bottom of his soles of his feet, help me. But yeah, so, and then we went down to, we had photos taken directly out the church, and as I said, the bloody veils were blowing, and we went down to Footscray Park and had photos done and that was beautiful, again, except for the weather. And no, so our reception was just in a hall. I think that was in Footscray as well. Yeah, so lady across the road from where we used to live when we first moved to Melbourne, Michael's mum kept friends with us, so she did all the catering, got all the chooks and cooked them all, and we just had like a smorgasbord of, we didn't have a lot of money, so no, it's a good night, really good night. But we didn't want to go. I think 2 or 3 times they kept saying, okay, the bride and groom will form the circle, say goodbye. I don't want to go yet. But yeah, then we ended up, our wedding night was it's on Ballarat Road at Ardea there, motel on the right-hand side going up. I think it's still there. Yeah, so we booked in there for the night, get in, and because there's a box on the wall that says vibrating bed. But okay, so we put our 2 bob in and the bed's going, we're going like this. Bloody hell. Michael put the TV on because him being an Errol Flynn fan, I can't think what the movie now, but it was an Errol Flynn movie. So we had 2 double beds in the room, so I went and slept in the other bed and Michael slept in that bed. People do not believe us that that was our wedding night, but I'm sorry, guys, it was. Yeah. So the next day we just ended up back at Michael's mum's, and that's cleaned up the hall and everything the night before, apparently, so that was good. But yeah, then we just ended up going up to Hallsgap for a week, I think it was 8 days or something. Yeah, and come back, and because I had to go back to work because I was in the army still. Yeah, so that was our wedding day.